Know who the general election candidates are, and we have one of them joining us now live. Congressman Adam Schiff joining us now from Burbank, fresh off your win. Congressman Schiff, it's great to talk to you, not even 24 hours after that. First of all, I want to ask you about the strategy moving forward. You know the math here in California. A Republican has not won since 2006. A lot of folks are saying this is the race that you wanted, facing Steve Garvey. So that being said, what's the strategy and message moving forward ahead to November?
Well, first of all, I don't take anything at all for granted. I'm going to campaign hard all the way through November and continue to make the case that California in the Senate needs someone who can take on the big fights, who will protect our democracy, but also knows how to get things done, knows how to deliver. I'm running on a record of building mass transit to bring back millions for housing, of writing California's Patient Bill of Rights, and so much more. And I want to be the kind of senator that Dianne Feinstein was, who represented every part of the state, brought resources to every part of the state, worked together with people to get things done and get the state moving. She leaves a big legacy. It's one I'm determined to fill.
All right, so I want to ask you, obviously, anytime you run races, they can be tough. Sometimes they can get ugly. I want to know, have you talked to any of your Democratic opponents today, Katie Porter and Barbara Lee? Did they reach out to you?
Neither reached out, although Barbara Lee did issue a statement and made a nice concession or congratulations to me, and I appreciate that. It is hard. I've been on both sides of races where I won and where I've lost, and I know how tough it is. But look, we're all united in wanting to make sure that we have Joe Biden reelected to the presidency, that we have a majority of Democrats in the Senate. I'm looking forward to not only campaigning in my own right, working hard on my race, but working hard to reelect Joe Biden.
I want to ask you about that, too, because the big storyline last night was turnout. It was low, and data experts say that it was a more conservative, whiter, older electorate, and considering we're moving now to the fall. And look, I know you're not going to say this, but a lot of folks will say, okay, this race is already decided. That might affect turnout come November. And also we have two folks at the top of this ticket that folks might not be that excited about to turn out in November. So what are you going to do in your capacity to try to energize Democrats?
Well, I'm going to do what I did in the primary, which is I traveled up and down the state, multiple cities every day, making the case for why people need to participate in our democracy. We've taken it for granted. We have learned just how fragile our democracy turns out to be. But also, if we want to build lots more affordable housing, if we want to help people, get off the street into shelter, if we want to make it possible for folks to be able to afford a home anywhere near where they live, we're going to have to build a lot of housing. We're going to have incentives at the federal level to do that. We're going to have much quicker approvals at the local level in order to get people housed and so much more. None of this is beyond our capacity to do, but we're going to have to work together to get it done. And this is what I'm committed to doing and making that case, making voting relevant in people's lives. If they want to see us attacking climate change, if they want to see us protecting communities from gun violence, the way to do it is through their franchise, through their vote.
So last night when you were giving your victory speech down in Los Angeles, it was interrupted by pro-Palestinian protesters calling for a ceasefire. We've talked about your position in terms of the Israel-Hamas war, and you've been in support of Israel. You realize that there are senseless deaths happening in Gaza and that there needs to be, a humanitarian effort there. But I wonder if your position is going to change a little bit since over the weekend, Vice President Kamala Harris called for a ceasefire now. Was she wrong in calling for that?
What she's calling for, I think, is the same thing the president is. She's calling on Hamas to release the hostages so that there can be a pause in the fighting, so that there can be more aid that gets into Gaza so that we can get back to a path to a two-state solution. I think both the vice president and president recognize, as I do, there's never going to be a lasting peace in the region as long as a terrorist group like Hamas that is committed to further rape and murder and mayhem is allowed to govern Gaza. So I think what we have to hope for, we have to work towards, is getting emergency assistance into innocent civilians in Gaza, getting Hamas out of Gaza. We have to end their terrorist rule of that territory, and we need to make sure those hostages are released. But we have to put an end to Hamas leadership of Gaza. There's just not going to be any way to get to a permanent peace as long as that group is controlling things.
But I just want to clarify, you are not calling for an immediate ceasefire.
If by that you mean a permanent ceasefire that entrenches Hamas, no. I don't see how any state could agree to have a terrorist organization that has just massacred 1,200 of its people continue to govern. But I do support pauses in the fighting to get the hostages out, to get more aid in. And I think that's where the administration is as well.
I know that current Senator Alex Padilla called you last night. Do you mind sharing what you guys talked about?
He was very gracious to call me and to reach out and told me, so I still have a hard race ahead of me, but wants to be of help. I told him if I am fortunate enough to be successful in November, that I want to partner with him and deliver for California, work together as a team. We only have the same number of senators as, the least populous states. So we have to make sure that our Senate team is working hand in hand. And I know he will be a great partner. And that was the nature of our conversation last night.
All right, Congressman Adam Schiff, also moving on to the runoff come November. I know that you have a few months here to, you're pulling double duty, also a member of Congress, so there's a lot going on there. And I also want to point out, during our Senate debate, we asked you in our lightning round question your favorite movie, and you said The Big Lebowski. Today is March 6th, so it's the day of the dude that we're speaking.
That is right. This is the 26th anniversary of the film, I think.
So I had to point that out. But I know that you're extremely busy, Congressman, so we appreciate you giving us some time, and stay safe out on the campaign trail and your travels back to D.C., and we hope to talk to you soon.
Thank you so much. You take care now.